it's Chantal from Clay Play and Clade, and I'm here today to show you how to make our little Christmas angel. It's that time of the year and we're busy with our Christmas pack. If you bought one of our kits with all that's included, you can follow along. Otherwise, you can go and grab some supplies at home if you have access to air-dry clay, and you can make it along with us. Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to make this cute little angel. It's like a pinch pot that's in reverse, so it can sit on your mantelpiece, and I added two little dangling feet. That's very cute if you put it on a mantelpiece to hang from over the edge. Okay, so let's get started. You're going to grab your board and piece of clay that you're going to break into two. Like I said, everything is in your Clay Play kit or your Clay kit if you have access to that. We're going to start by making the body first. So your smaller piece of clay you're going to put to the side. We're going to start with the body. So when making a pinch pot, it's always it's important to remember to use your non-dominant hand to hold it and your dominant hand to do the work. I'm left, so I'm going to use my left hand to do it. So first off, when you have your little ball, you're going to take your thumb and you're going to press it into the middle of the clay like that. Don't press too hard, otherwise you're going to go right through. Just like a little bit like that. Now, if it's on your thumb like that, you're going to always keep it in the palm of your hand, and you're going to start by pinching. You're going to use this type of movement with your hand all around the edge on the inside to make it wider. Okay, so let's get started. You can see there it's already getting better shape, a bit wider. Okay, so that's a basic pinch pot. Always remember to make sure that it can stand, and this is now the body part of our little angel. You can decide if you want it a bit taller or fatter, but just leave enough room so we can still attach wings and arms. I'm going to make mine a little bit higher, and at this stage you can almost work it into a more like a cone-like shape. So I'm just pressing softly with my finger, my thumb at the bottom. Just remember not to go through. Okay, so I'm happy now with my little body. I'm going to put it to the side, and I'm going to start with the head. So again, you're going to use a bit of clay. Always measure when you do a head the proportions. So this is a bit too small, so I'm going to take a bit more. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Okay, so now how to attach these two together. So if you follow us or are subscribed to our YouTube channel, you will know by now that when we attach two pieces of clay together, we always use a stick, and we call it scratch and attach. So on top of my head where I want to attach it, I'm gonna make a few scratchy marks like that, and also at the bottom of my head. Okay, like that. And then you're going to join the two pieces together. But now, as you know, this won't work. It's going to fall off or break off. So we need to create a bit of a neck. So you're going to take another piece of clay, and you're going to roll a coil. Like that. Again, taking your stick, you're going to make little marks on both sides, so on your body and on your head, where you want to join it together. Just a little bit. And now again on my coil, show you that, squiggle marks, Now you're going to wrap it around. If it's too long, it's fine. We're going to break off. So wherever you need to, where it reaches together, you can break off the excess piece like that. Okay. Now the next part is we're just going to softly squeeze it a bit to create a neck. You're going to use your fingers to smoothen the clay up and down onto the body and onto the head, like that. So you're working all around, you can smoothen it in. This will make sure that the head doesn't roll off or break off. Here we go. Okay. Now you'll see it still looks a bit thick. Doesn't look like a human or an angel. So you're going to take your fingers and you're just going to squeeze the neck. That to create a nice thin neck. But not too thin, then it will break off again. Okay, something like that. So this is the basic shape of your body. Next up, now we're going to start by doing the arms and the wings. I'm just going to show you mine again. I decided to make little arms of hands. That's almost like in a prayer type of stance, but you can decide if you just want to do it without the arms, or you can just have arms going down on the sides. Up to you. Okay, so now I'm going to take extra clay. I'm just going to put this to the side. It's always nice to first do this part so this can settle a bit and dry a bit, firm up a bit, so it's easier to attach the other stuff. Okay, so I'm going to take extra clay. In your kit you'll have enough clay to make all the projects, but if you decide you rather just want to do the angel but a bigger one, you can do that. Okay, so I'm just going to, again, you're going to always measure with your eye to see how big you want it to be. You don't want arms that's out of proportion. So I'm just basically making it, just seeing, I think that's a bit too thick still, so I'm taking off a piece and I'm just rolling a coil again for my arms. Okay, another one. Try and make them the same. What I always then do is I just press it slightly down so it's a bit more flatter, it's easier to attach. And now you can see I'm working the one part not too thin but a little bit thinner. The shoulder part's a bit wider. So like that. Okay, again I'm going to decide now which part I want to the front. I think I'm going to use this part as my front part. You can always press your face a little bit flatter on the one side, pinch it a bit to create a bit of a, you'll see here, a bit of a chin, like that. Okay, so starting on the top, I'm just going to make scratchy marks where I want my arms to be. Like that. And again, on my arm. I'm just gonna attach it like that. You'll see the bigger part for the shoulder is there. And I'm just gonna work it in a little bit. And then my other arm. Again, working it into the back to make sure it's not gonna fall. There we go. Show you. Okay, so now these hands are not touching. If you want to do that, you can add 2 balls of clay for the hands, or you can just leave it. It's up to you. I'm gonna show you how to do the hands separately. So again, you're gonna just roll 2 small balls of clay. scratch and attach that. That's the nice thing about the sculpture. You can decide how you want it to be. Okay, so now I'm actually seeing this one looks big enough for both. So I'm not going to use the other part. I'm going to work it in, press it out, and I'm going to use my stick to separate them. So I'm just going to separate them. I'm going to show you now, like that. Going to separate my two hands, and you just work your edges in like that. And when it's a bit firmer, you can start drawing in your lines for your sleeves to create your, our clay is very soft, so you don't really see it now, but there you get the idea. It's always good to wait in between stages. So after making it, let it sit for a while, and then you can afterwards draw in your little details like mine. You'll see there. So I use the stick afterwards just to draw and shape it in a bit. Okay, so now we've got the basic shape of our hands, and now we're going to go over to our wings. Okay, just going to put this on the side. I'm going to grab a bit of clay. I'm going to use my stick to draw a heart. So I'm going to just draw a nice wide heart. So now if you make a mistake, you can always redo it till you get the right shape. You can use a cutout if you want to. Now I'm just shaping it a bit, you'll see there. Just a heart shape like that. I'm going to make two of them. And you can decide I want the one part thinner or the one part a bit wider to create like a shape like that if you want to. It's up to you. If you want to make a pointy wing, you can do that as well. Okay. I'm going to use my other wing as a template. Okay, so now I've got my two wings like that, and I think I'm gonna do it like that shape, so it's like that. You're gonna take your angel, turn it around, and put in scratchy marks everywhere where your wings might touch. And then on your wings as well. And again, you're just gonna decide how high you want it to be. If you want it high or low, you're gonna press the one down, and then you're just gonna smoothen in your base of your wing, because we're gonna overlap them together. Side as well. You can see I'm working them together like that. Okay, so now if you're happy with that, you can keep it like this. You can add a bit of texture on it, or you can just smoothen it in and wait for it to dry a bit to paint it. Up to you. Okay, That's the basic shape of the angel. Okay, so after you've attached your wings and you're happy with it, we're going to start by making the feet. So for the feet, you'll see there's two little holes we're going to add in when the clay is a bit more firmer with your straw that's in your kit, or you can use any straw or even a pen or pencil to create holes. When you're doing that, just remember, don't go too close to the edge, it will break through. Okay, so for the feet, I'm just going to literally take two pieces of clay that I'm going to roll into two little balls. And to make it nice, I'm just going to flatten it a little bit to create almost like a shoe type of. You can make it a bit more oval if you want to. It's up to you. Okay, this I'm going to put it to the side to dry a little bit firmer, and then we're going to poke holes through. Okay, next up is the fun part, the face. So when making a face, there's no right or wrong. I'm just going to show you how I made mine. I made an angel with closed eyes. You can decide if you want it open or a smiley mouth. It's up to you. So I'm just going to take my stick. When I'm doing this, I'm always just supporting my angel as best as possible. Okay, so where you want your nose to be, you're just going to make a bit of scratchy marks like that. I'm going to take a small piece of clay, very small, and again make a small little ball like that. Scratch a bit, and you're just going to attach that where you want your nose to be. Okay, now the easy part, or the hack that I always do when I do a nose, is I put the ball on, and then I take my fingers and just the top where it comes together with your forehead, just going to slightly blend it in, very slightly. I'm just going to press your nose a bit, and you can shape it a bit like that. There we go. If you want to do a bit more advanced type of nose, I'll show you that as well. That's the easy one. Another option is making 3 little balls. So 2 small ones. Very tiny, like that. 2 little small ones. And then a little bit bigger one. So you're going to have 3 balls like that. Okay, so how you do that is you're going to put your bigger one down first, work it in, and you're going to attach your, see, mine's also still too big. You just have to use your eye to see the proportions. You're going to add your 2 smaller balls to the side of the nose like that. You're going to press it down and also work it in. And now you're just gonna use your hands just to shape your nose a bit. So you can pinch it a bit, you can sculpt it a bit just to create a nice, you can even use your stick just to work it in the excess parts, just so it's got, I'll show you my one. You'll see on the sides there's a bit of a 3D type of shape. There we go. Okay, so I'm happy with my nose. Now I'm gonna do my eyes. Again, you can also just draw in the eyes, but I like to add a bit more detail, so I'm gonna do scratchy marks. Again, just put 2 dots down like that. Now you're just gonna again smooth in the top part. Now you're creating eyelids. that. Okay. And now, last but not least, you can draw in with your stick your little eyelashes like that, and you can use your stick to make a little mouth. I'm just using the back of my stick to make a nice singing type of mouth. Like that. Like I said, there's no right and wrong. You can decide how you want your face to be. For the hair, again, we're going to make lots and lots and lots and lots of scratchy marks on the head area. Remember to go all the way to the bottom. And again, there's no right and wrong. You get different ways to make hair. I'm going to show you my way, little coils. So I'm just going to take clay and I'm just going to roll lots and lots of small little coils. Thin little coils. It's going to take a while. So I'm just going to show you a few. Okay, and then you're basically just going to squiggle them up like a little squiggle. And you can attach them to the hair. Some of them can stand up, some can be flat. And we're going to just use our sticks to press in. I like a bit that's a bit more like little pieces of strands of hair that's on the side. And you can decide some of them you want not so much curly, you want them straight. You can decide how you want to have your hair. You can do a braid if you want to do a braid. Basically, same way that you will braid your hair. You can take 3 strands of clay coils and braid it and attach it. There's many different ways how you can do that. But I'm just going to show you like that. And then you're just going to take your hands, you're just going to press a bit. Some of them might break off. You can just work it in a bit like that. And then you will get that look. Okay, so this is the basic way to do the angel. Once it's a bit more firmer, you're going to use your straw, and in the middle, it's very important, in the middle of your shoe or foot, you're going to see my clay is very wet still. So it's best to let it sit for a while before you do that. And you're going to add your little holes like that. And you're going to add your holes. Remember, not too close to the edge. I'm going to poke it through. And make sure to see it go through on the inside. I'm going to try and keep it like that so you can see. You can see my straw is going straight through. Then you know it's going through, and if there's a bit of clay, you can just wiggle it a bit just to make sure the hole is open and you can see straight through. So once it's dry, and only when it's properly dry, you're gonna add string to your feet. You'll see here I made like a little loose end like that, and my string is actually 1 string. I attached them both sides, and in the end I just attached the other part. There we go. And you can paint it, varnish it, and your little angel can make your Christmas a bit more joyful.